Hello everyone and welcome to the review of the 7th team of Project March. Now before we get started, I would like to request you to turn off your phone. Or at least, put it in airplane mode if you still want to make photos, in which case, please keep the flash turned off. Please sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the review of the MARCH VII Exoskeleton. I want to thank you all for coming here today, or for tuning in the live stream online, to experience this exciting moment together. My name is Lieke Roelofs, and I'm the team manager of the 7th team of Project March. And in the next hour, we'll give a presentation in which we will refresh your memories about Project March and our exoskeleton design. We will show you what we have been working on last year, and we'll end with a short interview on stage. During the presentations, some questions might pop up. We are more than happy to answer any question you might have, and therefore you can approach me or one of my team members at the drinks after the presentation. But for now, let's start. And let's start with the word mobility. Mobility is defined as potential for movement and the ability to get from one point to another to meet daily needs. In today's discussion, the word mobility is a hot topic. Everybody aims to get from point A to point B as quickly, easily, and affordably as possible. Why? Because our schedules have become fuller and fuller. We don't want to account for travel time, nor expend any extra effort or money. Everything needs to be cheaper, faster, and preferably effortless. But while we focus on these three elements, we forget that up until this moment, the mobility does not yet meet the daily needs for everyone. Imagine hills, uneven terrains, or the narrow places in public transport can already be quite challenging for any one of us. But what if you're in a wheelchair? For them, to overcome these obstacles, they need to take the lift, a detour, or they need to carefully plan out their routes to be able to take the tram, train, or even taxi. Currently, 1% of the world population is wheelchair-bound. There are multiple reasons for someone to be wheelchair-bound. For certain, that is because they're suffering from a complete spinal cord injury. A complete spinal cord injury entails that their nerves are permanently damaged, and as a result, they have a complete loss of motor and sensory function below height of injury. Helping them has been the driving force of the students of Project March. But what is Project March? We are Project March. By building an exoskeleton, we make a positive impact on the quality of life of people with a spinal cord injury. An exoskeleton enables them to stand up and walk again. This comes with great benefits for the mental and physical health. Every year, a new multidisciplinary team of young, enthusiastic students take up this challenge. Since 2015, we have been pushing the boundaries of exoskeleton technology. We do this in close collaboration with the user, our partners, and the March community. Together, we create more awareness around exoskeleton technology. Together, we can make an impact. Together, we are Project March. Project March wants to make the world more accessible for people with a spinal cord injury by building an exoskeleton. An exoskeleton enables them to stand up and walk again. It has a great impact on their mental and physical well-being. It increases not only their cardiovascular health, muscle strength, and our bowel and bladder function, it also has the potential to stand at eye level with their loved ones again. It has the potential to let them experience the world in a different way. Since 2015, we have been pushing the boundaries of exoskeleton technology. Every year, a new team takes on the challenge of building an exoskeleton. An exoskeleton mimics the legs of a human being. The powered motors generate enough force to move the legs of the user. But an exoskeleton is also a complicated machine. We have thousands of lines of code to describe its behavior, which needs to be translated to the physical movements of the hardware. On top of that, we also need to make sure that the device is safe and works nicely with a real human being. Due to our multidisciplinary team, we can approach this complex puzzle. In the first 5 years, Project March has been focused on the Cybathlon. The Cybathlon is an international competition in which people with physical disabilities compete against each other to complete everyday tasks using state-of-the-art technology. Only since last year, Project March decided to go outside for the first time. But what happens if you take that challenge one step further? What happens when you step into the unknown? Today, we will show you what we have been working on for the past year. Today, we will show you that we have accomplished our goal. Today, we will show you that we're on the cutting edge of technology in the exoskeleton world.
The year of Project March VII started 12 months ago. The 26 of us all entered a lecture hall, all excited for the upcoming year. What challenges would we face? What obstacles would we overcome? What goals would we achieve? My name is Jan Rijpkema, and I'm the marketing coordinator of Project March. I was eager for the new year to start as well, for the new people I would meet, for the new things I would learn. But I was also feeling a bit anxious, for the unknown, for not knowing what to expect. As I slowly began to know the team and the way we work, this feeling gradually eased away. And now, a year later, I can say there was no need for this feeling at all. I had an amazing year with this diverse group of people. March VII is a combination of different studies, backgrounds, and even countries. Some talented in writing code, some in machining all the parts, and some in making sure everything looks fabulous. All aspects were covered in this varied group of people, which made me believe from early on that we had more than enough potential to achieve what we would set out to do. Not long after we got to know each other, we also met Koen van Zeeland, our 27th and most valuable team member. He is our pilot, the user of our exoskeleton. Koen is easygoing and always in for a good time, but also stubborn like no other. He never shies away from a challenge and always tells us what he thinks, which allows us to create the best exoskeleton possible. Because we believe that co-creation with the user is a crucial element in making sure the exoskeleton is a success. Because his feedback is the only way of measuring whether the exoskeleton is really fit for daily life. In the first month, March VII slowly took form. After multiple lively discussions, we committed on our team goal. In the end, we decided to dynamically walk a pedestrian route. We got to work together in our offices at the Dream Hall. We had meetings, brainstorm sessions, sprints, trainings, and workshops, all to make sure we would meet this goal. We saw each other almost every day of the week, which created a strong and special bond. This bond was strengthened even more outside office hours. We went on activities, we partied, and we had weekend trips together. Throughout the year, we experienced a lot of achievements, some small, like our joint department finally breaking their being late streak, some big, like our first leg being fully assembled, and some even bigger, like presenting our design during our design presentation last March. All these achievements, no matter its size, were always celebrated with the whole team, because it's important to pause and think about what you have achieved, not only as an individual, but especially as a team. But unfortunately, a year cannot be full of only surprises. There are always setbacks as well. Parts arriving later than we planned, people needing to work from home, and the exoskeleton not working at the most critical times due to unforeseen issues. On moments like these, we always came together and powered through, which ultimately led to one of our proudest moments of the year, the first time our own exoskeleton moved. After this success, the training phase began. Almost every day of the week, we trained with our exoskeleton. For more than a month, it was train, train, train. These days were long, and sometimes, unfortunately, without success. But on other days, it felt like we could conquer the world. And now, we are here. Today, we will show you what we have accomplished this year. Together, we started this great adventure. Together, we reached ambitious goals. Together,
we are MARCH VII,
26 students and 1 pilot.
We've been working together for 13 months.
I would describe the team atmosphere as empowering,
Motivating.
Stimulating.
Gezellig.
Everyone is always willing to help each other out.
This year, we also got the chance to work on our personal goals. I really like the experience of designing my own printed circuit board.
This year, I learned to organize my thought process.
It actually surprised me how much I had learned this year.
I really liked having the opportunity to design my own motors.
During the design presentation, we revealed the final design of our exoskeleton.
And to see what we had on paper come to life, that was truly special.
And when Koen took his first steps in it, that was amazing.
My first steps really felt amazing.
And we all did this together.
March is more than just building an exoskeleton.
It is a challenge.
An adventure.
Rewarding.
An amazing experience.
Never boring.
March is one big roller coaster.
and look where we are now.
I wouldn't want to have missed it.
With this incredible team, we have created an incredible piece of technology. We set ourselves the goal of creating an exoskeleton that can examine its surroundings, evaluate the information, and execute an optimal motion, allowing our pilot to walk again. I'm Spiros Krinis, the chief engineer of Project March, and the best way to explain how we achieve this is to look at the world around us. It's full of strange quirks and weird irregularities. Sometimes these are intentional, sometimes these are due to poor maintenance, and sometimes these are due to Mother Nature's hand. Let us begin with a few examples. In this first picture, you see a picture of a typical Dutch bridge. You notice the strange undulations in its surface, and that different parts of the bridge have different types of bricks. In order for the exoskeleton to examine its surroundings, we incorporated 3D depth cameras. With these, the exoskeleton can map what is ahead and avoid uneven spots, instead preferring more stable locations. These locations, however, are continuously updated so that with each new step, the exoskeleton can uniquely accommodate for the constantly changing conditions. In this next example, we see a set of stairs made of spaced-out wooden planks. It has further complications, such as non-wood patches and a slanted handrail. Tackling stairs is one of the key benefits of utilizing an exoskeleton. And to improve upon previous designs, we've increased the strength of the joints, and we've refined the electronics. These two, along with the 3D depth cameras, mean our exoskeleton is more capable than ever of tackling anything that lays in its path. Finally, we see a dirt path in the forest. In the distance, it is partially covered by some shrubs. This year, we expanded how we generate our walking patterns to be more generalized. Once the exoskeleton has mapped what is ahead of it, it can evaluate that information and determine if there is an obstacle there, and if so, how best to tackle it. What this means is our pilot no longer needs to tell the exoskeleton what to do or even where to step. It has the capability to understand and execute a safe motion, no matter the situation. Ultimately, we have created an utterly unique piece of technology. Half a year ago, during our design presentation, we told you that we wanted to walk in the real world. We're happy to present that all our hard work has paid off. You just saw Koen walking in the real world, tackling a variety of pedestrian routes and obstacles. Whether in urban areas or Mother Nature, we showed our exoskeleton and pilot working together to tackle anything that lay in their path. The video, in and of itself, is already an excellent showcase of what we have achieved this year. Of course, I'm sure you'd like to see it in action with your own eyes. For this, we have a live demonstration. In front of me lay two obstacles that we will show Koen tackling. He will show you what he can do with our exoskeleton. First, he will tackle an obstacle made of 5 deep steps. which I'll explain in one moment. Then he will tackle a small platform on which he will step on with one leg and over with the other. This is to simulate something like stepping on, then off a doorstep, for example. We ask you now, going back to this obstacle. This obstacle made of 5 steps. At the beginning of this presentation today, just before it actually, we had 4 jars at the entrance to this hall. Within the jars, we asked you to place a marble, and each of the jars represented the 4 ways we could set up this obstacle. In the end, the jar with the most number of marbles was jar number 3. Now, because voting closed just before the presentation began, we already took the liberty of setting it up to reflect this. This obstacle has a few key characteristics that make it an excellent showcase of what our exoskeleton can do. First, it is made of movable obstacles, so we can do a variety of different up and down steps. Also, because the steps are quite wide, Koen will need to make at least one flat step before making another step of a different elevation. This mix in different types of steps and variability of the obstacle itself is an excellent demonstration of how flexible our exoskeleton is to tackle anything. We ask now that you please remain quiet so that until Koen has finished the route. This way, he can stay focused on the task at hand. Without further ado, I would like to introduce Koen. One excellent example of these quality of life features are those slick shoes Koen is wearing. They are a custom design that have a locking mechanism embedded in their sole. They conveniently click into and out of the exoskeleton, meaning that when he wants to go put it on, he no longer needs to change shoes to do so. Not something big, but one of those key quality of life things that he really notices. In addition, we also improve the fixtures, the components that actually hold Koen to the exoskeleton. We changed how they hold Koen, and we made them generally more robust. These two advance our goal of creating an exoskeleton that encourages pilot independence while still keeping him safe. In addition, we also improved the experience of maintaining the exoskeleton. We utilize strong magnets and intelligent design to keep the covers firmly in place during use. When, however, some repairs are needed, they can be simply popped off to allow easy access to the components underneath. We've also arranged the circuit boards and managed the cables in a smart way so that they are also easy to replace. During that live demonstration, Koen was using our totally new smartphone-based input device. With this, he can control the exoskeleton and see useful information such as battery life and even step count. In parallel, we also have investigated the use of another input method, known as electroencephalography, or EEG for short. This involved a head-mounted device that monitors Koen's brainwaves and can tell whether or not he wants to walk. With this, Koen can just think about walking, and then the exoskeleton will walk. We would like to show you how far we've come with this as well. We again ask you to remain quiet and allow Koen to focus. Take it away, Koen.
I wanna see you walk that walk. Baby, walk that
Oh my God.
Huh? Koen, what a great performance. Thank you very much. In the meantime, while Koen is getting out of the exoskeleton, you can see that we focused on the usability of the exoskeleton itself. Right now, the EEG is, of course, something that we have not yet incorporated, so therefore we need a little help from him. But he can take off his upper leg fixtures himself. Yes. Take out your... Koen, you're out of the exoskeleton. What a performance. First question, how are you?
Okay, after what happened today, this is really, really amazing. I really want to thank everybody for fixing it, and it's really amazing. Thank you very much.
And if we told you at the beginning of the year that you were going to walk with only thinking of it, would you have believed us?
No, in the beginning of the year, I thought it was a nice fairy tale. But at the end, it still needs a lot of improvement, of course, but we did it. We really walked with just me thinking about walking. And it's really great. Yeah, it's super experience. It's something, last time I did it was 9 years ago, so really super, really.
Incredible.
Yes.
And walking in an exoskeleton is still quite an exercise. How was it to overcome that dynamic obstacle today?
The difference walking dynamically with programmized is that that every step can be different. So you never know exactly what it's going to do, and you really have to do what's coming to you. And it's heavy, especially for me. I don't like doing what other people tell me to do. So
stubborn, as we said.
Yeah, I heard it before. So yeah, no, it was a really nice experience, and yeah, heavy. Yes.
And you have been working with us for the full year. What was your highlight of the last year?
The highlight of this year, I think I have two. One of them was the first steps, and the second one was walking with the EEG. That was really amazing. The first time I let it move with the EEG, just thinking about it. That was such a special moment. I was just sitting, thinking about walking, and it was hanging in the stand, and just walked. Really nice, really nice.
I think also for our team that was... Koen, I want to thank you for all your hard work, your patience, and all the time and enthusiasm you have put in this project. Can I get one final applause for Koen?
Thank you very much. Okay, thank you.
I would also like to take this moment to thank more people, because there are more people in this team. And I want to start off with the mechanical department, because without their hard work, we wouldn't have new, strong linear joints, a strong frame, improved usability, or a smart design. So can I get a big applause for the mechanical department? Art, Isa, Roy, Arwen, and Laurent and Karin. Continuing with the software department, because they've put all their effort in an improved dynamic gate, computer vision, and improved input device. So let's hear it for Martin, George, Tuyen, and Jelmer. But to make sure that the exoskeleton actually performs the intended movements, loads of data needed to be interpreted and an accurate controller needs to be built. Can I get an applause for a data engineer and the control engineers of Willemijn, Alex, and Tom? But we need to get data from our sensors, and the exoskeleton cannot perform without any battery or communication between the components. Can I get an applause for embedded and electrical departments, Diana, Bram, Arnoud, and Aurore? One of the unique things of this project is that we work in such a close collaboration with our pilots. Therefore, we need to make sure the exoskeleton is safe, and then there's an intuitive approach between the exoskeleton and the user. Also, some enormous steps have been made in the EEG project this year. Can I get an applause for Helena and Eileen? Now we've covered the technical departments, but there's so much more that Project March is. We also have our operational departments. We made sure that their pleasant contact have been remained with all our partners in the outside world, and they really put us on the map this year with our social media and going to external events. Our management team made sure to ask the critical questions and have made thousands of considerations between time, money, and quality. Therefore, I would like to give one final applause to Ross, Janna, and Inge, and a big applause for Carlijn, Jante, and Femke for organizing the reveal today. No partners?
Ja, zo.
Okay, go on. Lastly, I want to, of course, thank all of the partners who have helped us with their enthusiasm, and we always could ask our questions. I want to invite you to join us for the drinks so we can celebrate this moment together. Thank you all for coming here today. Oh, that is over.